Welcome to Psalm 109, and this is one of those psalms that is honestly quite uncomfortable to read. It's what we call an imprecatory psalm, where the psalm writer is praying for God to rain down justice on his enemy. And so we get that sense coming through at the start that there is a situation. Be not silent, O God of my praise, for wicked and deceitful mouths are opened against me, speaking against me with lying tongues. They encircle me with words of hate and attack me without cause. In return for my love, they accuse me. That's what I get. But I give myself to prayer. So they reward me evil for good, and hatred for my love. There's an injustice here. Something's wrong. Something's broken. David's doing the right thing and he's getting the wrong thing back. I was watching a video. I'll try to remember to put the link in the description below. It was on normal mainstream media, an interview with a woman who was attacked in her own home. And she speaks in that video of how her gut response was for justice, how she wanted her attacker to be to pay, to go to prison. It was a just response of her heart. You're kind of getting that just response going on here. I'm being attacked. This isn't fair. This doesn't match what my expectation would be for what's right. And so he's crying to God to do something about it. And so from verses 6 down to 20, we get this imprecatory section that is uncomfortable to read. May his days be few. May another take his office. May his children be fatherless and his wife a widow. May his children wander about and beg, seeking food far from the ruins they inhabit. May the creditor seize all that he has. May strangers plunder the fruits of his toil. And on it goes. Now, some people think, okay, this could be the words of Shimei in 1 Samuel 16. He was the one that walked along cursing David. You can look it up. Maybe these are the curses that he's saying to David. And certainly some commentators have gone that way to say, yeah, these are the words of Shimei. Problem is, it doesn't really work in this psalm. As you keep reading, you kind of realize, now it really does feel like these are the words of David to God against his enemy. So what do we do with that? Well, got to remember there was a reason for it. There was an injustice that had been enacted against David. There was a overt hatred towards him, and David's cry to God is unfiltered. It's real. And certainly as we read the real prayers of the Old Testament, let's allow ourselves permission to be honest with God. If we're struggling, if we're feeling attacked, if there's an injustice that's bothering us, cry out to God to put it right. Notice here verses 16 to 20. For he did not remember to show kindness, but pursued the poor and needy and the brokenhearted to put them to death. He loved to curse. Notice how this word starts to play here. He loved to curse. Let curses come upon him. He did not delight in blessing. May it, that's blessing, be far from him. He clothed himself with cursing as his coat. May it, well, that's now the cursing, isn't it? May it soak into his body like water, like oil into his bones. May it be like a garment that he wraps around him, like a belt that he puts on every day. And look at verse 20. May this be the reward of my accusers from the Lord, of those who speak evil against my life. This is why I think this imprecatory section is coming from the lips of David toward his enemy, not from his enemy toward him. He's asking for God to reward them in accordance with what they deserve. So what do we do with that? The psalm continues, 21 to 31, David asking God to help him. You can read the whole psalm. I recommend that you do. But what do we do with an imprecatory psalm like this? Well, I think two things. Number one, we should allow it to give us permission to be real with God. Tell him how you're feeling. If you're struggling, be honest. You don't need to put on a filter. God knows anyway, so be real with him. And when you see injustice on a personal level or on a global scale, cry out to God for that injustice to be taken care of. Completely appropriate to do that. It's in line with God's heart for justice. Now, what do we do with the fact that we live after the cross? We know that sin has been paid for, our sin has been paid for by Jesus on the cross, should we therefore never pray imprecatory prayers? No, I think there's a second thought to just add here as we close. We should, number one, pray real. Be real with God. If you're seeing an injustice, pray for justice. But at the same time, we live after the cross. We know that God has paid the price, and so we can also pray for God to transform lives. I think it's appropriate for us to pray when we're facing tough circumstances and say, Lord, save them. Save my enemy. Save this person. Transform their heart because of what Jesus has done on the cross. And if not, take them out. We shouldn't be scared of that second part because it makes sense in light of what we're reading here and in light of what the whole scripture says. Lord, the cry of my heart is that you would save my enemy. But if not, then take them out. By the way, the woman in the video who was attacked in her home, her first impulse was justice. She ends up forgiving. It's a powerful story. And even on mainstream media, it comes through. She's a Christian. Psalm 109, something to think about, something to share, and we'll see you next time for Psalm 110.